Hello. This is Klavicus. Welcome to a very brand new Let's Play of mine. We're looking at what is it? EA Pangaea. So I'm playing this on Althea's server, I believe. Could be Clockwork Hounds. I don't know which server I'm playing this on. But the game's called Records of January, so it's I think like the record season is a series is sort of like games that you play throughout a year, and they sort of like record who wins and who loses. It's got 10 players, and then I guess at the end of the year, the person with the most wins can claim dominance or something like that, I think. And then we also sort of like had a vote on mods to use and like what map to use and things like that. So we're using Worthy Heroes. The mods we're using Worthy Heroes, Better Arena, Improved Casting, AI, and we're using a cartographic revision map. But with only 10 players, we're using a 12-player map with 10 players, so that could cause a lot of funkiness. I've got no idea. I haven't seen the map. I haven't loaded up anything yet. I haven't even started the game at all, so we can find out what's going to happen ourselves. So this is my pretender. Maybe before we have a look at my pretender, I'm just going to quickly go over the nation, and I'll talk about a little bit about what my strategy is going to be. So this is EA Pan. They've got a lot of nature, earth. We've got a lot of earth, a lot of nature. I mean, so a lot of nature. They've got a ton of earth, bit of blood, and a tiny bit of water. These magic tunes. These are just like some spells that they can cast, like level 0 or level -1 spells. As far as I can tell, they're really shit. I think like you've got to be super close to people, and if you're close enough for your mage to be casting these real shitty spells, and you don't have anything better to cast, you're probably going to die anyway. So we can just ignore the magical tunes. We've got primitive forts, so we can only build our forts to level 1, and they're also 50% more expensive. So it's going to cost 900 gold to build a fort in a normal province. So you normally want to go around forting your farmlands, especially a farmland next to a forest or a mountain or something, because it can draw in the extra resources. That's going to cost 900 gold with this nation. On the flip side, you can build temples and labs in forests for only 200 and 250 gold, and you've also got a spell. Basically, the pan needs to cast it because it's a nature. I think it's a nature 3. It might actually even be a nature 4 spell, which kind of precludes the other mages from casting it, unless you empower them somehow or give them some items. So you can actually grow your own forts for 35 nature gems. You can grow a fort. So Pan has to go in, build a temple, and then he can grow his own fort. So that's essentially a temple and a fort for 200 gold and 35 nature gems, and in completing 2 turns rather than in the 5 turns that would normally take. Oh, I mean, you got to make a lab, sorry, not a temple. So you need to make a lab to be able to cast a spell. So 250 and 35 gems for a lab and a grown fort in a forest. So forests are going to be very lucrative for me. I want to prioritize forts. So we can perform blood sacrifices, which is kind of nice. Yeah, we got some average priests. So we got like level 1. These dudes here. These guys here are also going to be like your main researchers. So research is actually a problem with Pan, I'd say, maybe because they're uncouth wildlings that live off in the jungle. But this is like 124/7 research is the most gold effective researcher that we've got. We've got the Pan as well, 325 and 19. Slow to recruit too. and the pan also is not sacred, so exceedingly high upkeep. At least these dudes are sacred, so your upkeep is much better. But yeah, research is a bit of a problem. So let's have a very quick look at some of I won't go through everything, I'll just go through some of the notable things. So you've got the Black Harpy, which is probably the best, I'll put it in quotation marks, normal scout in the game. So by normal I mean it can't really do anything too special. I mean it's stealthy, it's recuperation, which I think pretty much all Pangaean things have recuperation, so they're going to heal afflictions over time, and stealthy as well. Like almost all of Pan's, Sator wasn't stealthy. Almost all of Pan's units are stealthy, so we're pseudo elves as well. But the map movement on this thing is freaking huge because it can fly 34. So I've played some games where you could literally fly from my starting capital to every single other point on the map with just in one move with a Black Harpy. It's going to be a fairly small map for that to happen, but it can happen. I don't think it will in this one because we've got 10 players. So we've got the Black Harpy, and they can command harpies. You know, other than the fact that they fly and they've got 2 attacks, their 2 attacks do 8 damage. So they're fucking shit, and they can fly. You know, they're dirt cheap, which they should because they're shit. You know, maybe you can do a few like raiding parties where you get a bunch of these things. Your harpy can only, lead 10 of them, and maybe you can like fly. Or maybe you can like fly in some backlines and take out some commanders or something like that. But yeah, I don't envisage me getting a lot of these things. I might get a few just for like sort of some backline harass, just to make my opponents use some guards around the commanders. Other than that, you got your Satyr commander. Commands 40, pretty shit. You got your Minotaur Lord 60. That's probably what I'm going to be using as a commander for most of the game. You got your mages. You got your Hierophant, which is male, and they've got Earth nature, and you got the female version of that, the Hierophantide, which has got a little bit of blood of water. Other than that, I think, so the male does a little bit more damage and stuff. I think in general the male's better because you want your Earth path, Earth and water, for like Earth buffs and things like that. Earth and whatever I'm saying, nature. A few of these to get into water will be good because the pan doesn't have any access to water at all. But yeah, really I'll be probably pumping out Hierophants for research, and also to lead little troops of these guys. So these are the White Centaurs. They're kick-ass unit, berserk, recuperation, stealthy, sacred. They've got 2 attacks. They've also got a javelin as well. Fairly expensive, but these are bloody good units. And if you really wanted to, you could go super heavy into a bless and just go a hell bless on these things and pump them out. I've got a medium, maybe not even. I've got I've gone for a bit of both worlds. I've managed to get really good scales. I've also taken a dormant pretender, because these guys can actually, 5 or 8 of these things can actually take most indie provinces without any losses anyway. The Berserker plus 3 really helps them out. Great little unit. You've also got your Dryads as well. So they've got some water, and these things are priest level 2s. And you've got your Dryad Mother, which I think's just got like an extra magic path. Yeah, in like the nature, but you're not. And I think maybe they've got an extra random. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so this doesn't have a random at all. So yeah, so the Dryad Mother, is going to get an extra water or an earth. So that's pretty good. Thinking foul vapors and things like that. But 305 gold compared to the 185 gold on this Dryad. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Dryad is going to be the better way of going. This has also got slightly more research, but it's not, it's not an extra 100 gold sort of worth of research, 120 gold worth of research. So really, these things are your researchers. Think about the Dryads and the Dryad Mother. They're seducers, so that means that they're kind of like assassins. You can try and seduce somebody, which gives you a chance to run off with them and steal that commander if it's a male. You can't seduce females, unfortunately, as a female. Otherwise, it starts like a assassination battle. And so Dryads are like super scary kind of assassinators, seducers. They got things like swarm and stuff like that. Great little units. I've got no idea how much use I'm going to put them to. I always plan to try and put these sorts of things to use. I don't know, I think they're super useful if your opponent isn't expecting it. If they are expecting it, and they've just got like a few extra sort of scouts in provinces or something like that, you might just end up sort of assassinating, seducing a whole bunch of scouts, which, you're wasting sort of mage assassin turns to get like a 30 gold or however much a scout is units. That's kind of pretty shitty. And then you've got your pan here, so here's your powerhouse. Bloody good powers. This is like your access into blood. Guaranteed earth or blood, so you're either going to have an earth 2 or a blood 2 along with a nature 4. You can do a lot of cool stuff for these. They're super expensive, they're not sacred, which means that you're paying for it as well. Being all of the cool things that most pans are, stealthy, and can make like good little stealthy thugs that can really annoy the fuck out of people. Even coming with a supply bonus. The thing about this, it's also a monster summoner, so it can summon maenads, which because of how hunky and sexy this dude is, who wouldn't want to go that? And he likes to party apparently, so they like to have some sort of orgy-esque sort of parties in the bush, and all these female women come along, and I guess he's almost like a seducer for female women. They come along, they rip all their clothes off, and they just party it up and become his devout followers. So if you've got high turmoil, you've got a chance of summoning a whole bunch of these maenads each turn. So they're probably only really going to be useful for fluff or holding up fort walls or things like that, but never turn down free spawn. You do have a bit of a trade-off though, because you need to take turmoil 3, which means you're gonna lose out on some gold, and these things and stuff are quite gold intensive. I believe I have gone turmoil 3. So basically, I'm going to use these things to expand. I'm going to make little expanding parties of a few white centaurs, led by maybe a hierophant. They should be able to take most indie provinces and during my expansion. Then I'm thinking, when my bless comes online, because I've got a dormant pretender, I'm thinking that then I'll be hitting a power spike, and I'm going to go along and try and elf somebody with all my sneaky little parties. So I should have a bunch of these things. Maybe I can completely elf a nation out of existence. I don't know, I've never elfed anybody before, but this is kind of my thinking about what I want to do. So let's have a quick look at my my pretender. So I've got Peter Pangaea here. So he's a block, and I've got 6 earth, 4 astral, and 5 nature. So I've got hardskin and berserkers, because these are going to go really well with my already berserking white centaurs. I believe that this will make my white centaurs berserk plus 5, and then the hardskin will add an extra 5 protection. So you're going to be getting like an extra 10 protection or some crap just like going berserk. So you know, the fact that it's Berserker +5, you know, it's going to make this hard skin sort of, you know, even better. I was thinking about going the lightning fire resistance, which is 1 extra earth, but then it's going to be impacting your scales. The magic weapons, so that's actually a weakness of Pangaea. I think like you don't have any magic weapons, so I thought, yeah, no, I should probably take magic weapons, even though there's no players in this game necessarily that have got ethereal units. So, you know, you can always come up against them. There'll be a whole bunch of summons, and yeah, who knows what's going on. So it's always good to have at least some sort of access to magic weapons, and I don't have access to astral normally. So if I didn't take it as bless, you know, you wouldn't be guaranteeing that you could get it if and when you need it. That said, I probably won't need it. Who knows? Yeah, so this is my pretender. I took 6 Dominion, which, you know, maybe I would have liked a bit higher, but if I spam out temples, especially in forests, then, you know, that'll be okay. Went 3 Turmoil to get that extra that Maenad spawn. So I've got a 3 luck to balance that out, because you're going to get extra events because of the Turmoil, and the luck is going to make most of those events beneficial. 3 magic, as I say, magic is a massive problem for this nation. 2 growth. Now I've only gone 2 growth because I guess for a number of reasons I prefer to take an extra point in luck when I've got 3 turmoil rather than a point in growth, and also you often get those thrones of growth or whatever that when anybody takes one you get an extra scale in growth. So if I took 3 and somebody got one of those thrones, it would just be redundant. So I'm banking on somebody getting one of those thrones, which generally happens in a large multiplayer game with 10 people, and I think they're all level 2 thrones. So there probably is a throne of growth out there somewhere. Now heat 2, neutral heat is what this nation wants. I went heat 2. I was thinking about going heat 3 and taking an extra 1 productivity, but a little bit like playtesting kind of showed me that it's not really required. Like, I'm gonna have enough resources. Maybe the gold's not gonna be enough, but yeah. So going heat 2 gives me more gold, and especially if I need to pay 900 gold for my labs, my forts, extra gold is always good. So that's my pretender. That was the nation. Going through it a bit. That's my my strategy. So let's get straight into the first game. First turn. I am playing Pangaea, and my god is Peter Pangaea. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is a cartographic revision map. So looking okay. I'm not really liking this mountain range. That's blocking off, access to these forests. Also, I've only got 3 and blocking off access. What's with all these freaking mountains? Freaking hell. So I've only got 3 provinces in my cap circle, so my fort can draw resources from here, here, and here. At least 2 of them are resource rich, as you can see up here. Good resources and excellent resources. So maybe it's not too much of a bad thing, but I would have preferred to have 5 in my cap circle, and this is just going to be a massive problem. At least forest survival. So I think most these things even live in forests. I guess mooses. I guess they might live in forests. Yeah, I think most of my units will have forest survival. So at least they'll be able to pass through this way without any penalties. So yeah, I've got no idea where anybody else is. So no idea of what's in around me. I've got no idea how janky this map's going to be because we've only got 10 players on a 12-player map. It will be fun to find all of this stuff out. So, I've got Hyperion here. Hyperion the Minotaur. I actually like that name, but I'm going to rename it Hyperion to Tinkerbell to go with my Peter Pan, yeah. Got Tinkerbell. I'm renaming him because I'm also going to prophetize him. And he can, I guess, just patrol for now. Now, I've got this thing. Let's see how far it can fly. See, here we go. It can fly straight to there in just like one move. Can it fly anymore? No. So that's sort of the extent of its flight. It is still held back by sort of terrain. Maybe if we go like this, so should be able to fly there. Like, that's freaking far, right? Yeah, so yeah, excellent scout. I guess I don't really know where I should prioritize. I think I definitely want to where to prioritize like this scout going. I think I definitely want to prioritize picking up these forest provinces and these. I see that there's a throne on this one here, so I guess my initial priority would be these provinces. Given that, I don't necessarily care who's next to me right at this moment, because they're not. Hopefully, they're not going to be right on top of me. They might be right on top of me because of map jankiness. But I might not fly that far right now. I might just fly to here so I can get like a better understanding of some of the province PD in these two, and I just might use this to scout out, stuff around me to begin with. Maybe I might go there. Maybe I'll go here first turn, then maybe I might fly up here and then fly over here next turn and have a look at like what's guarding this throne. I've also got this throne, which is much closer. And yeah, so we'll start going from there. Map filters, I like to have all these filters on so I can see what's going on. Research. I'm going to go straight down to Alt 5 for research. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where are these stupid tunes? Are they enchantment? So we've got the tune of fear. Cannot be cast, so I can frighten people. Actually got like a very... But you see, it's got no range. So, I mean, I must admit, I've never used these tunes. But I'm pretty sure that they basically got to be right next to the caster. And I don't know. Like, you can tune a growth and make like vines entangle people or something, or you can cause like fatigue damage. Fair enough. Maybe that's cool. But there's probably much better stuff here that you can do from a distance as soon as you've got like any research whatsoever. So yes, so I'm going to go down to Alteration 5. Let's see what I'm going to pass on a way that's going to be good. So Bart Skin is going to be good. Earth Might, Earth Grip, they're all going to be good. Alchemical Transmutation, I never really make use of this, but yeah, both Fire and Earth can be used, can be turned into gold, which is maybe always a good thing. So yeah, Stone Skin, so you get all of the good buffs. Enlarge, yeah, maybe. Moss Body will be a definite good thing that my Dryads can use. Yeah, Iron Skin, I think I may have already said that. And then, Quickness could be good. Dryad Mothers would be able to do that, or like a... I don't really want to make anything wintry, I don't think, for me. But really, Swarm is going to be sick. So Swarm is an excellent assassination ability. it requires an nature gem, but you know, a couple of swarms should be able to kill pretty much anything. Well, not pretty much anything. Pretty much anything that's not ready for it. But yeah, I want to get this mother oak up as quickly as possible. It gets me 10 nature gems a turn. Moors of the Earth is great. Iron Warriors, lightning resistance. Yeah, but really I just want to go down Alteration 5 and get Mother's Oak so I can really start pumping out and abusing my nature gem advantage, because I get 6 nature gems a turn coming from the Grove of Gaia. So if I'm getting 6 a turn, you know, I should have enough to be able to cast the Mother Oak by the time I get there. Oh yes, and my Pretender will be able to cast it as soon as he comes online, I believe. I think it's let's double check that. I think it's a 5 casting cost. I think it's a 5 casting cost. Let's call it. Let's say 5 casting costs. Yes, 5. You need 5 paths. You need a level 5 in Nature Path. So that's just 1 more than my pan's going to have. If we come along to have a look at a pan, you know, 3.33% of pans will be a level 5, but you know, it's not worth relying on that. But yes, my Pretender will be able to. The future Pantocrator will be able to cast that as soon as he comes online. So, moving this, I don't want to patrol that. I want to become Prophet with Tinkerbell. What am I doing? Let's recruit some units then. I want to get as many of these bad dudes as possible, and I also want to get a Centaur Hierophant. So that is beautiful, and that in itself could almost be one raiding party. I'd say that if I had my Bless online, that would definitely just be all I'll need to take a province. When I've been playtesting, sometimes it's been good to add a few more of these things in if they're going to be going in blessless. So we'll see. I'll make the decision about whether to invade a province or not based on what things are around me next turn I get them. Let's just have a look at the... Okay, so I'm passing out some archers and stuff. I generally don't use mercenaries that much. I think it's better just to invest in long-term troops, because you've got to pay the price of the mercenaries over and over again. Obviously it's situational. Some mercenaries are great counters to things. Sometimes you just want to buy some mercenaries to eat away some players' provinces when you know that they're being attacked somewhere else, or you know, sometimes you just got extra gold lying around, but I'm probably not going to have extra gold lying around. So yeah, so that's research, message looked at, army setup done. I can't be bothered scripting these people yet. Do that next turn. I might just set this on retreat because it's a scout. I don't really want it to get in too many fights, but there we go. That's my first turn of my EA Pangaea game, and I would love to have you back for my second turn. Alright guys, this is Klavicus signing out. See ya.